Hey, if you feel your English is stuck, stay right here. Because today, we're taking your real life, your routine, and turning it into the easiest English practice you've ever done. Ready? Let's make your day speak.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Listen and Speak. We're so glad you're here. This is the place where English starts to feel like second nature. I'm Angelina.
Yep. I wash my face with cold water. I wash my face with warm water. Whatever works for you.
Couldn't be better, Stewie, thanks. You know, I did something a little different when I got up today. I didn't grab my phone right away. Instead, I made myself a nice cup of tea and just spent 10 quiet minutes by the window, thinking, breathing, you know.
And I'm Stewie. It's awesome to have you with us today. So, Angelina, how's everything going?
Exactly. We're talking about the thing you do day in, day out. It's so automatic you might not even see it. Your daily routine.
That sounds amazing. Really, I love that. And guess what? That's right where we're starting today.
And here's the coolest part. That routine you live every day, it's secretly one of your best English teachers ever.
Yeah, your daily routine. From the second your eyes open in the morning until you close them at night, every little step, every habit.
Because it's your story, your first coffee, your way to work, your quiet evening. Nobody knows it like you do. So today, we're going to help you put your whole day into English, piece by piece.
It really is. The moment you start talking about your own life in English, something clicks. You're not just translating words in your head anymore. You're not stuck searching. You just talk.
And the best bit? No textbook needed, no classroom. Just look at the day you're already living. But before we jump in, if you like what we do here at Listen and Speak, please hit that subscribe button.
Using sentences that are simple, super clear, and ready for you to use today.
Thanks a million. Okay, Stewie, let's kick things off at the very start.
It helps us more than you know to keep making these videos. And a quick thumbs up or sharing this with a friend learning English, that's huge for us. We're here to help.
Oh, I'm a morning person through and through. I love the stillness, the cool air, that anything is possible feeling.
The morning. That's our opening act, where the day begins. Some folks are all about it. Others, well, they hit snooze a few times.
So true. So, what's the very first thing?
I've never been a natural at mornings, but I'm learning. How you start your morning really does shape the rest of your hours.
Yes, you wake up. Such an important little phrase. We say I wake up, not I wake or I am waking. Just I wake up.
You wake up.
Perfect. Natural examples. So you're awake, then what?
That's it. I wake up at 7. I wake up early. I wake up with the sun, nice and easy. You can add more too. I usually wake up around 6:30. Sometimes I wake up earlier for a call. I hate waking up late. It makes the whole morning feel rushed.
Me too. I call it my buffer zone. I stretch out, yawn, Think about what's ahead.
Honestly, I sometimes just lie there for a minute.
Right. But eventually, the cozy bed has to lose its grip.
Stretching feels great. You can say, I stretch my arms and legs. I let out a big yawn. I take a few deep breaths. These tiny things are part of your routine, and in English, we name them. We don't just skip past.
Next stop, usually.
I get out of bed. We say out of bed, not from bed.
And in there,
I go to the bathroom.
got it. I brush my teeth for 2 minutes. I make sure I brush carefully. Those details help. Then I wash my face.
I brush my teeth.
Cold water for me, every time. It really shocks me awake and makes me feel fresh.
Love that. It wakes me up. It makes me feel fresh. Perfect way to explain why you do something.
Next, for a lot of us,
A shower. I take a shower. Remember the verb, it's take, not make. I take a quick shower in the morning. I take a long, steamy one when I have time. I like taking a hot shower at night.
all great. After you're clean, you need clothes.
I get dressed. That's the phrase. I get dressed for the day. I get dressed in 2 minutes flat if I'm late. I usually just throw on jeans and a t-shirt.
Nice. And now, my morning highlight.
Breakfast?
Yes, breakfast. I'm a big fan.
Same here. So you can say I have breakfast or I eat breakfast. Both are fine. I have breakfast at 7:30. I usually eat some eggs and toast. I have to have coffee with my breakfast.
Speaking of coffee, Stewie, I make coffee or I prepare coffee.
Both work, but I make coffee is what you'll hear most often. I make a pot of coffee every morning. My day doesn't really begin without it.
I can't function without coffee. We talked about that phrase before, right?
We did! A classic! Okay, so you're awake, clean, dressed, fed. What's next on the agenda?
Well, for most of us, it's time to head out into the world.
Right. I leave the house at 8. I try to leave early to beat the traffic.
And how do you get where you're going? Drive, public transit?
Great question. You can say, I drive to work. I take the bus. I walk to campus. I ride my bike. All super handy.
My bus ride is about 30 minutes. Driving takes me 20. I actually enjoy walking. It's a bit of exercise.
Perfect. And that commute time is yours to use. I listen to music on the subway. I catch up on a podcast while driving. I read a book on the train.
And if you're listening to us right now on your commute, you're already practicing English. Good job.
So, you arrive. I get to work around 8:30. I arrive at the office and check my email. That's life these days.
Totally. Checking emails the first thing I do. I go through my messages and answer the important ones.
And if your day has meetings, I have a meeting at 9. I'm in a team meeting. Our meetings usually go for about an hour.
Good. Let's fast forward a bit. The middle of the day. Lunch.
Ah, lunch. A beloved milestone.
Food makes its grand return. I have lunch at noon. I usually eat around 12:30. I grab lunch with my co-workers.
You can also say, I bring my lunch from home. I pack a sandwich the night before. Sometimes I just buy something from the cafe downstairs.
What's your go-to lunch, Stewie?
I keep it light, like a salad or a wrap. If I have a huge lunch, I'm useless all afternoon.
So true. A big lunch makes me so sleepy. Everyone says it. So sometimes I take a little break after eating. Maybe I just walk around the office or step outside for some air.
I take a short break is a fantastic phrase. I take a break to recharge. I take my coffee break around 3 p.m.
The famous afternoon coffee break. Okay, post-lunch. It's back to it.
I work until 5. I study at the library until 4. I try to finish my most important tasks before I leave.
And the afternoon might bring more of the usual. I have to call a client. I need to finish that report. I'm preparing a slideshow for tomorrow.
All everyday stuff. And the beauty is, once you learn these phrases, you'll use them all the time. Your daily life becomes your English lesson.
Finally, the workday winds down. When do you usually finish, Stewie?
I'm usually done around 5 or 5:30.
I finish work at 5. My day wraps up at 5:30. Both work. And then I leave the office. I head home.
Yeah, I go home. I'm on my way home. I commute back. All sound natural.
The trip home is a mirror of the morning. I take the bus home. I drive myself home. I walk home.
And, crossing your own threshold, that's when the evening starts. This time is really special to me.
For me too. Evening is when I finally unwind. I close the door, kick off my shoes, and just exhale.
I love that. I take my shoes off. I change into something super comfortable. I plop down on the couch and zone out for a minute.
I sink into the sofa. I just soak up the quiet. And then dinner calls.
Dinner, the main evening event. I make dinner, I cook dinner, I fix dinner, all mean the same thing.
I'll cook some pasta for dinner. I might make a chicken salad. Sometimes I'm too tired, so I just order something.
I order takeout. I get delivery. So common now. Then, I eat dinner with my roommates. I have dinner solo. I eat in front of the TV.
All real. And after dinner,
The cleanup. Ah, the universal chore.
It has to be done. I wash the dishes, I clean the kitchen up, I put all the food away.
Then the rest of the night is your own. What's your thing, Angelina?
I'm a big reader. I try to read for half an hour before I sleep.
Such a good habit. I like to watch something. I'll binge a show. I watch a film with my partner. Or I hang out with my family. We talk about our days. We might play a card game.
That time is so important. Some people move their bodies in the evening too. I go for an evening stroll. I do a bit of yoga before bed. I fit in a 20-minute workout.
All great choices. And then, bit by bit, we get ready to call it a day.
I get ready for bed. The whole routine. I might take a quick shower. I brush my teeth round. I wash my face.
I put on my pajamas. I set my alarm for tomorrow.
That alarm is key. I set my alarm for 6:30. I set the alarm on my phone.
And at last, I go to bed. I go to bed at 10. I usually get into bed around 11. I try to be in bed early.
And the goal, I fall asleep quickly. We say fall asleep, not just sleep.
It takes me maybe 10 minutes to fall asleep. Some nights, my brain won't shut off, and I can't fall asleep.
We've all been there. But when you finally drift off, that's the end of another day.
And the whole wonderful, predictable, chaotic cycle starts fresh tomorrow.
Exactly. It's a cycle. Wake up, get ready, tackle the day, come home, relax, sleep, repeat. Stewie, I think our listeners need to hear how this all sounds together. A real full day from start to finish.
Brilliant idea. You want to go first, Angelina? Everyone, just listen along this time. Don't worry about repeating anything yet. Just follow along with the story.
Okay, here's a pretty standard day for me. I usually wake up at 7 inches the morning. Sometimes, if the birds are being extra chatty outside, I wake up a little earlier, stretching out my arms and legs. Then I get up and go to the bathroom. I brush my teeth for a full 2 minutes and splash my face with cool water. It really helps shake off the sleepiness. Next up is a quick shower. I like to put on some peaceful music while I shower. It puts me in a calm, ready to go headspace. After my shower, I get dressed. My uniform is usually jeans and a soft shirt. Then it's off to the kitchen to make breakfast. I keep it simple. A soft-boiled egg and a massive cup of coffee. That coffee is non-negotiable. My engine doesn't start without it. While I eat, I sit by the window and watch the world outside. Sometimes I'll quickly check my phone and scroll through the headlines. At 8 on the dot, I leave the house I take the bus to work. The ride is about 25 minutes long. On the bus, I either listen to an English podcast like this one, or I read a few pages of a book. I get to work around 8:30. First order of business: checking my emails and writing down what I need to do that day. I usually have a team huddle at 9. We go over our tasks and plan things out together. After that, I dive into my own projects. That means writing reports, replying to a ton of emails, and sometimes hopping on calls with clients. At 12:30, it's lunchtime. I almost always bring my lunch from home, something like a salad or a sandwich. I eat with my co-workers in our break area. We chat, we laugh. It's a nice little reset. After lunch, I'm back at it until 5. Sometimes there's another meeting in the mid-afternoon. When 5 o'clock hits, I tie up any loose ends, pack my bag, and head out. I catch the bus home. The evening bus is always way more packed. I walk through my door around 5:30. First thing I do, kick off my shoes and change into my comfiest clothes. I'll just collapse on the sofa for a few minutes and breathe. Then I start thinking about dinner. I actually like cooking. Some nights it's pasta, other nights it's a quick soup or a veggie stir-fry with chicken. I eat dinner at the table, usually with a show on in the background or some music playing. After eating, I tackle the dishes and give the kitchen a quick tidy. Then I have the evening to myself. Sometimes I'll read a book. Sometimes I'll watch a movie. Sometimes I'll call my sister or a friend and we'll talk for ages. Before I sleep, I take a fast shower, brush my teeth, and get into my pajamas. I set my alarm for 7 a.m. I aim to be in bed by 10:30. I might read a chapter or two before I turn the light off. Most nights, I'm out like a light pretty fast. And that is a pretty normal day for me.
Wow, Angelina, that was spot on. A whole day packed with the kind of English people actually use.
Thanks, Stewie. Did you all hear that? No crazy vocabulary, no tricky grammar, just plain, clear, everyday English. That's the magic. Simple works, simple sticks.
100%. Now, Let me walk you through my day. This time, everyone, I'd love you to try shadowing. That means you listen and then quietly repeat what I say right after me, trying to copy my rhythm. I'll go nice and slow. Here's my day. I wake up at 6:30 every morning. I actually enjoy waking up early. When everything is still quiet and calm, I hop out of bed and go straight to the bathroom. I brush my teeth and wash my face with warm water. Then I treat myself to a long, hot shower. I'm a huge fan of hot showers. They make me feel centered and ready to face anything. After my shower, I get dressed. I keep it casual. Jeans and a comfy sweater. Then I head to the kitchen to make breakfast. I'm a creature of habit. It's always oatmeal with chopped fruit and a drizzle of honey. And obviously, I brew a big mug of coffee. I sit at the kitchen table and eat slowly. I refuse to rush my morning. While I eat, I'll listen to the morning news or scroll through an article on my phone. At 7:30, I'm out the door. I drive to work. My office is about a 20-minute drive. In the car, I put on music, usually jazz or something classical, to help me focus. I pull into work around 8. I check my email and sketch out a plan for the day. I typically have a meeting at 9. Once that's done, I buckle down on my own work. Writing, doing research, prepping materials. Around noon, I break for lunch. I'll usually have a sandwich and a piece of fruit. Sometimes, if the weather's nice, I'll take a 5-minute walk around the block just to get some air. The afternoon is more of the same, working straight through until 4:30. Then I wrap things up, gather my stuff, and drive home. I'm usually back by 5. As soon as I'm home, I change into my sweats and just decompress for a bit. If it's sunny, I might sit on the porch. Around 6, I start prepping dinner. I try to cook something nutritious, like grilled chicken with a side of roasted veggies, or a piece of fish with rice. I eat at the dinner table. After the meal, I do the kitchen cleanup. Then I've got free time. Maybe I'll watch a film. Maybe I'll read. Maybe I'll give my parents a call. Before bed, I take a shower. I brush my teeth and pull on my PJs. I set my alarm for 6:30 the next morning. I aim to be in bed by 10. I usually read for 15-20 minutes before my eyes get heavy and I fall asleep. And that's a snapshot of my day.
Really nicely done, Stewie. Thank you. All right, everyone. Your headphones are on. You've listened to us. Now it's your move.
Yeah, it's your turn now. We want you to give it a shot. Talk about your own day.
It doesn't have to be a masterpiece. You don't need impressive words. Just use the English you've got in your pocket right now.
Start with the bare bones. I wake up at, I have breakfast, I go to school. Getting 3 sentences out is a massive victory.
If it makes it easier, scribble it down first. Writing helps sort out the thoughts. Use a notepad or your phone's notes app.
Then the crucial step. Read it out loud. This is where the magic happens. It connects the words on the page or screen to your actual voice.
Here's a game changer. Record yourself. Just open the voice memo app on your phone. Talk about your day for just 60 seconds. That's it.
Then play it back. You might cringe a little, everyone does, but it's private. It's just for you.
Do it again in a week. Listen to both recordings side by side. You will be shocked. Your speech will flow better, sound more confident, more like you.
That's how you track your progress. That's the proof you're leveling up.
So please try it. Describe your day in English. Even if it's just a silent monologue in your head while you're on the bus or making lunch.
The more you do it, the less it feels like practice, and the more it feels like just talking. Soon, you won't be constructing sentences, you'll be sharing your story.
Before we say goodbye, let's leave you with a handful of real, actionable tips.
Perfect. Tip number 1. Use linkers. Little words like first, then, next, after that, finally. They're like signposts that guide your listener through your story.
First, I wake up. Then, I brush my teeth. Next, I have some breakfast. After that, I leave the house. Finally, I arrive at work. See? It creates a clear path.
Tip number 2. Throw in how you feel. Feelings bring your story to life. I feel exhausted. I feel content. I feel peaceful. I feel overwhelmed.
For instance, I drag myself out of bed feeling tired, but once I have my coffee, I feel ready to take on the day.
Exactly. That's relatable. That's human.
Tip number 3, make it a daily habit. Even for 5 tiny minutes. Consistency beats cramming every time.
Narrate your morning routine to yourself in English while you make the bed. Think about your evening in English while you cook. Weave the language into the fabric of your existing life.
Don't wait for motivation or the right time. The right time is now.
Tip number 4. Embrace the mess-ups.
Mistakes aren't failures. They're data. They mean you're stretching yourself. If you say I go to home, so what? You'll hear the correct version and adjust.
What matters is that you keep the conversation going, keep trying, keep showing up.
And finally, tip number 5, give yourself grace. Learning a language is a marathon, not a sprint. You won't be fluent by next Tuesday.
But you will be better next Tuesday than you are today. Every sentence you string together, every new phrase you try, every little slip-up, it all compounds.
One morning, you'll be describing your day without even realizing you're doing it in English. You'll think, hey, I can do this.
And that moment will arrive. We know it will.
So, Stewie, I think we've covered it all. We've walked through the whole day, shared tons of phrases and real examples.
And the core message? Start with your own life. Your own experiences are your most powerful textbook.
Absolutely. So, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for learning with us here at Listen and Speak today.
Thank you for your time and your energy. If this video helped you, please consider subscribing to Listen and Speak. A like and sharing it with one person who might need it helps our community grow.
And we'd love to hear from you. In the comments, tell us one thing you always do in the morning. Just one line.
Something like, I always make my bed first thing. Or, I scroll through my phone for 5 minutes before I get up. We read every single one. It's great practice for you, and it lets us know we're on this journey together.
So don't be a stranger. Drop us a comment.
Thanks again, everyone.
Until next time, keep practicing in little ways, keep using your voice, and keep trusting the process.
Your English is growing, bit by bit, every single day.
Take care, everyone.
Bye for now.